I think it should not be applied to non-complex situations. And I also think one way to measure its utility or to determine its applicability, and we have used that criterion many times, especially when I was at George Mason University. One of the questions we will ask a potential client or sponsor: have you tried to address that problem situation with alternative methodologies? And have you been successful or have you failed? If the answer was that we failed repeatedly, then we said that's the perfect example of its relevancy. So one of the criteria that we use, if it is a situation that has not been addressed productively by other methods, then it's appropriate to apply it. So it was, in essence, that was a measure of complexity, very early measure of complexity. The ultimate measure of complexity is if you embark on its application, and as you are engaging with a group to discover, sort of surprisingly sometimes, that what appeared to be complex was not necessarily complex, and it can be resolved. And one measure of this is if you have a very significant convergence in the preference voting. What I mean by that is if you have, let's say, 60 ideas or 64 ideas, which is the average, and then discover that they converge to, say, 8 or 10, then you suddenly recognize that there is sufficient consensus about what is important to address in this situation, and you might decide that it's inappropriate to spend any more time with this group because there is a significant convergence regarding the importance of some of those ideas.